Hey guys, so today I am going to be doing a sort of review and demonstration of what the TopShop gel liner and the freckle pencil looks like on my face. And I have been using the freckle pencil a couple times, trying to work with it and see what's the best way to apply it on my face and how I apply it to make it look pretty natural looking to add on top of my already existing freckles. And then I've only used the TopShop gel liner twice, but I have used it for like a regular day and then where I'm not really doing like exercise, and then I did another day where I did exercise and go to the gym and see how it did wear and how it stayed on. So far I've already done my foundation, and the foundation that I've used is the BareMinerals Complex Rescue in Natural 05. I'm using this right now because I am getting my eczema back, so I needed some hydration on my face. And under that I've used my new favorite drugstore primer, which is the Stay Matte Primer. For a natural finish I used the Cover FX Light Powder, the Illuminating Setting Powder in light. It is hypoallergenic, and all their ingredients are really friendly to sensitive skin, so I might be trying a lot more of their products, but this one is already my favorite. I've been starting to put concealer for lining my brows and stuff. It's the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, and I got this from a prescription box, I think my Ipsy one, and this one is in tan and it works really well with my skin. It's more of my skin tone, so it just kind of blends in really well. And then for the rest of my concealing I use the NARS in Ginger, I think, for just like under my eyes for my bags, and then on a little bit on my nose, and just like around my nose, and then like a little here. I've actually been doing something new for the dryness on my upper lip. I've been using this Tarte Marula oil, and I've used it for my so now I'm gonna be putting on some eyeshadow, and I'm gonna be using more of like warm tone, so it'll go right ahead. And for the eye primer, I'm gonna be using the Lorac Behind the Scenes eye primer. It has a slight tint to it, like a beige tint. It really blends in really nice with the color of my lids. For eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using Cashmere by BareMinerals. It's the individual loose powder. So what I do with the loose powder eyeshadow, tap it on the lid to get the excess off, and then I dab it. I'm going to be using a bigger dense crease brush to help blend it out. This one is by Real Techniques. It's the Deluxe Crease Brush. So I'm just going to blend it out. I'm using this brush by Lottie London. It doesn't have a name on it, and I'm using the same color to put it on my lower lash. So I'm going to be using two different shades of dark brown for darkening the lash line. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Palette and using Truffled. And then I'm going to be taking a different brush, It Cosmetic Airbrush Blending Crease Brush. Oops. And I'm just going to blend it out a little bit. Not too much because I kind of want the appearance of the cat eye shape to stay there, but I just want to soften it a little bit. It's kind of more of a shadow for the eyeliner later, so it just gives like a little more dimension to the look. And it's very simple to do every day. So now with an eyeliner brush from Skin Food, line the upper lash a little bit with an even deeper brown. Using this Stila Eyes Are the Window Soul palette, I'm gonna be using Being. So I'm just gonna really concentrate on the lash line, just to deepen it and make the lash line pop a little bit. Oops, I'm going too close. And I might actually go in with mixing it with black. So it makes a little difference. I'm just gonna bring it in a little bit on the bottom half of my lower lash. I'm not even bringing it in towards the middle, I'm doing it a little before that. And kind of bringing it together. I'm gonna apply gel liner on my waterline with the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon, and it looks like this. I'm gonna go ahead and put it under the lash. This is even really good by itself, and then putting some mascara, but since I am reviewing the gel liner, I'm gonna put some of that gel liner on. So you can see this is, I finished the shadow look. It's a very simple look and it doesn't even have to be perfect, but it's a great natural look. I really like this look. It's like almost my everyday look. So I was looking around for that same Body Shop eyeliner brush and I found the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, the number 3. And I really like using this kind of brush. I think it's the best control for myself. But you can use any eyeliner brush that's most comfortable for you. It's a really good size. I think I got it on sale. I forgot how much. I'll put it down on the screen. Just like, it's kind of hard to show, but I'm just gonna dip it a little bit. This liner isn't the most opaque, but it does give a really nice smoky look. It does say that it's intense pigment gel liner, so it might take a couple of layers to give that really dark color. If anything, it's just a really dark charcoal color. But it's a really easy formula to work with, and it's very easy to layer on top to make it even deeper. One thing I did notice about this liner is that in the jar, it's very good at staying hydrated and moisturized where it doesn't dry out very easily. I've opened it about like 5 times and just to look at it, and every time I dipped into it, it's as smooth and creamy as when I opened it. So it does kind of dry pretty fast. So I'm just gonna bring out the liner a little bit more because that's just the way I like it. So as you can see, it's very easy to put it on top of what you already have. It doesn't like pull away what you already put down. But I am kind of having a difficult time smoothing out the top part. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but I'm not like a pro at liner, so I do kind of take a long time to do it. So you can see I'm kind of having a hard time putting on. I'll tell you how I feel about it when I do it off camera for the other side. It might be easier because it's kind of hard to do it standing up. I'm just gonna fix it off on my light up mirrors. It might be easier. So I've done the other side and I did have to use a Q-tip to fix the shape of the wing, but it's not really the formula's fault. I feel like the formula is really easy to use. I'm just the one that's not used to using gel liner, so I'm not really a pro yet at applying gel liner with a brush yet. I've only been using brush pens like the Kat Von D or the new Too Faced liner. Formula wise, I think it's really easy to work. It's really easy to layer on top of the original layer. It's actually really black after it dries up a little bit, and I think it's actually a really nice liner. I've had this on when I went to the gym, and I usually spend about an hour or 2 at the gym. I'm like sweating for the majority of that time. It didn't smudge unless of course you wipe it off with your hands, but I didn't touch it and it didn't smear down. So now I'm gonna be using the Freckle pencil, and it did take some practice to try to apply it on my face the easiest. It's a really hard pencil, like the crayon part. If you feel and touch it, it just feels like wood. I've tried several different ways to soften it so it's easier to apply. Otherwise, you might accidentally kind of make a red dot instead of any color from the pencil when you apply it if you don't put any warmth to it. So it is like a product that isn't really convenient if you are on the rush, but if you have a little more time to do your makeup, I feel like this is a great addition to use to add a little more freckles to your face. So I'll be starting to show you guys how I do that. So one method you can do is just putting it between your fingers after you wash your hands and kind of twisting it to warm it up until you start seeing some brown on your hands. And you can see I still have some freckles, and after being out a little bit I am starting to show a little redness. So it's after it's been warmed, I'm gonna take it around my other natural ones, and you can see it's very easy to apply after you warmed it up. And I will be fixing it up even if it's too dark with a Q-tip later, and I'll show you that. You have to do it really lightly, otherwise you might have a really dark brown spot. The lighter hand you have, the better and easier it is to fix it, because you might end up wiping away your foundation and it might have some redness around where you were wiping. And when you pull out towards your cheek, the apples of your cheek, just kind of dot it a little bit, and it might not show up too much, but it actually creates a small shadow of a freckle. And if you look at natural freckles, you can tell that it is more of a lighter shade of brown than towards the center. So I'm just gonna stop there, and you can see it does look pretty cute right now, but it doesn't look the most natural. So I'll be taking a Q-tip. So you can leave it like this if you want a more dramatic look of freckles, but for me I like it to be more natural where no one will really tell I did put like fake freckles, and I'd kind of dab it a little bit so it does fade a little bit. Especially here, it's very easy to apply too dark on the bridge of your nose. The nose bone make it easier for the pencil to press harder. I'll just leave it at that. This is how it looks after I did use a Q-tip to lighten the shade, and it looks a lot more natural. For blush today, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Duo powder. It has a bronzer and a blush, and I really like this one. This palette actually reminds me of the duo with the Laguna bronzer and the Orgasm blush by NARS, and this is the Fiji matte palette. I love this shade. It's actually a really nice shade, and this is a cheap palette. I think it was like $1 or $4. It's either $1 or it's either $4, but it's still really cheap. It is already red. I'm just gonna put a little bit on top, and I am gonna put it on my nose bridge a little bit. And if you want more dramatic freckles, go ahead and go over what you already have, because the blush will cover it a little bit, but I feel like that's the beauty of it. It kind of helps it to blend to a lot more natural. I might have put a little too much blush because my cheeks are already red. I just kind of gave myself a sunburnt look. So you can leave it at this, like this, to give a more natural look. Or if you wanted to add some shine, you can put in a warm toned highlighter. I'm using the Too Faced Candlelight highlighter. So that is how it looks. I might have wiped away a lot of the pencil marks that I put on my cheeks. If you wanted to edit them and put more, then you can go ahead, but usually I keep it like this. But I'm just going to be putting some mascara on. I'm using the Burberry Cat Lashes in Jet Black. For the bottom lash, I always use the Roller Lash by Benefit. To highlight my eyes a little more and make them pop, I'm going to be using Kitten for my inner corners. I actually forgot this stuff. Just a little bit. I'm using Vitality and the Stila Soul Palette. So this is the finished look, but I will go ahead and show you guys what it looks like when I layer on top of the existing freckles right now, just to see how easy it is to fix it up when you want more of a dramatic look. I'm gonna go ahead and put in some darker dots, so this time it will be more noticeable. But you can already see when I did the second layer, it gives a lot more noticeable freckles, and it's really pretty. So this is good for people that already have freckles or people that don't have freckles. I think this pencil really does a good job at applying freckles naturally. You can see that it does look like the ones I already had before. And this time I'm actually not gonna use a Q-tip to lighten it, because I think it makes a better noticeable look. So this is the finished look. I really hope you guys like it and enjoyed me reviewing these two things. I was really looking forward to filming this and showing you guys how these look, because they were really interesting for me. I feel like this is a great pencil to add to your collection. I know I did say I was gonna grind on videos, but I'm actually not gonna promise that anymore. I don't want to make that promise and then feel stressed out about it, but I will be trying to do a brow video later on. I will be putting the products that I use for my face and for my eyes down below too and link them. And if you really like this video, please subscribe. I know I'm not really consistent at videos, but I'm really trying my best to motivate myself to film more and edit more. If you have any comments or questions, please write down below. If you have any requests, please write that down below too. If you really like this video too, please give it a thumbs up and peace.